The Central New York Arts Center will be hosting a Meet the Composer workshop.
And find out who has been crowned the winner of Mr. Pulaski.
Good evening, Oswego. This is WTOP 10 at 10. I'm Scott Cecina.
And I'm Chelsea Frisbee. Let's take a quick look of your weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jean Bernhoft.
Thanks, guys. Right now we're looking at about 20 degrees out there. We're not going to feel a wind chill because those 6-mile-per-hour winds are coming out of the east, so we're not feeling the effects of the lake. If we take a look at our regional radar, we can see that there's really not much going on. There's no storms or anything because we're seeing those really clear skies, and those are going to continue tomorrow as we see a high at 35 degrees.
Thank you, Jean. Well, if you've always wanted to learn how to play the drums, now you will have the chance. The Central New York Arts Center will be hosting a Meet the Composer drumming workshop on March 15th. Diane Jones, a composer and percussionist, will be leading the workshop starting at 11 p.m. and ending at 3. A small fee will be charged at the door and registration is required. For more information, please call 315-592-3373.
Faculty and staff from Cayuga Community College are attempting to streamline communication within the school. United Cayuga Professionals was formed with representatives from different unions in the college in an effort to help the various groups communicate better, especially between the college's two campuses. The group says that the changes that occurred after a budget deficit last spring heightened miscommunication and therefore frustration between students, professors, and staff.
Well, if you want to go watch flags and fake guns thrown in the air, you don't have to look any further than the Oswego High School. This Saturday at 5 p.m., the Oswego High School will be hosting a Mid-New York guard competition. A dozen different guards will be competing for awards in several different categories. The Oswego Bucks Guard is having an outstanding season and is currently ranked 3rd in the state. Tickets will be for sale at the door and will be $6.
10 Pulaski High School boys showed their talents off at the Mr. Pulaski competition last week. The audience laughed as the boys danced, sang, and karate chopped in an attempt to impress the school staff that served as judges. But the event served an important purpose. It was to benefit the Darcy Hilton Scholarship. Hilton was a graduate of the school who passed away from cystic fibrosis. Donations also went to the Don't Skip the Beat campaign, which helped students to afford lifeguard training. Congratulations to Devin Bryce, winner of this year's pageant, who looked fabulous in his blue gown.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. The World Health Organization has cut its recommended sugar intake in half.
Our very own Kevin Carr has more on the new recommendations the organization has established.
David Migliori loves his sweets.
I like sugary stuff just too much.
And like many Americans, David probably eats more than the new recommended sugar intake given by the World Health Organization. Before, the organization said that no more than 10% of daily calories should come from sugar. Now, it's 5%. This includes sugars added to foods and those present in honey, syrup, and juices. Natural foods such as fruits are exempt. This new limit comes after a review of over 9,000 studies from the organization's expert panel, and their findings show that most Americans easily exceed it.
In order to meet this sugar limit, the average American would need to cut their sugar intake by approximately 2/3.
Something David says would be difficult for him to do.
While I do think that I would be among those that would have to cut their sugar, I'm not sure I would be among those that would be able to.
Is there a particular reason for America's love for sugar? Brendan McLaughlin says it's a matter of caring about what you eat.
I think people should just start caring more. I mean, I think a lot of people just do whatever they want and they don't even think about it. But if a lot of people knew this, then I feel like they would change.
And perhaps as these findings become widely recognized by many Americans, more will do their part to cut their sugar intake for a better, healthier life. Kevin Carr, WTOP 10 News.
Tonight, Oswego was treated to a special performance. Actress and writer Deborah Jean Templin performed Unsinkable Women, stories and songs from the Titanic in the Campus Center Auditorium. The play uses actual diaries, letters, and interviews to tell the stories of women who survived the sinking of the USS Titanic and describes how different their backgrounds were. No word yet if she ever let go, Scott.
Wonderful. With the much welcome return of daylight savings comes a friendly reminder from your fire department. The Oswego Fire Department wants to make sure that all residents are checking their batteries for both their smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Make sure not only to check your own, but to remind your friends, families, and neighbors because it can make all the difference.
In celebration of Dr. Seuss's birthday last week, students at Layton Elementary School shared some of their favorite books from the author with their fellow students. The members of the FLS Student Council were given hats off to reading appreciation certificates for their good work.
You may have heard of a battle of the bands, but what about a battle of the books? Local students at the elementary, middle, and high school level all volunteered to participate in this competition by committing to read 12 to 15 books from a predetermined list. The program looks to encourage students to read and promotes teamwork and academic excellence. Currently, 4 teams from the Oswego area are moving on to the next level competition, which will take place in the near future. Coming up after the break, Gene Bernhoft will have a look at your weather.
And later, New York State may have a new tax budget. Find out coming up after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 News.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK. I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming over.
What'd you dream about? Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Good evening, Storm Team 10 meteorologist Gene Bernhoft. Taking a look at your current conditions, it's about 20 degrees out there with those light winds coming out of the east. If we take a look at our state temperatures, we can see that right here in this region of New York State, it's about the low to high 20s, but up north it's a bit colder with our low here in Plattsburgh at 9 degrees. If we look at our top weather headlines for the week, we've got some clear skies tomorrow, and then the clouds are going to move in for the weekend for some possible snow or rain showers. And then early next week, there's going to be some good chances of snow. If we look at our national radar, we can see that there is this storm system up here by the Great Lakes. We're not going to see that for a little bit, at least till the weekend. And if we zoom into our regional radar, we can see that there's really not much going on. There's a few scattered showers here in the capital region, but it's very light. There's really just the clear skies. And tonight it's going to be cloudless conditions, and we're going to see a low down to 9 degrees. Tomorrow morning, the clear sky is going to continue as we see the sun shining all day, and it's going to bring our temperatures back up to 35 degrees, and that's a little more seasonal for this time of the year. We're going to see those winds coming out of the south. Those southerly winds are what's really going to bring that warm weather in. And as you can see here, we're really in this dry zone, so we're not going to see any of these snowstorms until later on in the week, and that's what's really giving us that warmer temperatures. Tomorrow morning, to start your day off at 8 o'clock, it's going to be about 16 degrees. That's pretty cold, but it's going to warm up as the sun continues to shine up to 32 at noon, and then our high is going to be about 35, and then we're going to dip back down to 25. Tomorrow night, that's going to be our lowest, 25, and it's going to be partly cloudy. Those winds are going to stay coming out of the south. As you can see for this weekend, though, the snowstorms are going to move in across the Great Lakes. We're going to see some of that lake effect snow near us, and that's going to be on Saturday. Don't forget Saturday night at 2 a.m. Sunday. You have to turn those clocks ahead for spring. And then we're going to see snow showers Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday it should clear up to be some partly cloudy skies.
Thanks, Jean. You know, I keep seeing some grass on the ground, and then you're telling me that we're going to see snow. When is spring going to come? Any hope in sight?
I know it warms up for a little bit, but then it goes back to snow. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, thanks very much, Jean. Now let's take a look at your state and national news.
Many county leaders are on board for a simpler tax proposal in New York State. The New York State Association of Counties put together not only a proposal for freezing, but also lowering property tax throughout New York. This solution created a simpler and immediate solution for high property taxes. The governor's proposal will give the average county homeowner a $16 rebate on top of the property tax cut.
A fast-moving fire in New Jersey destroyed 5 houses and took 4 lives, but a miscommunication is creating a controversy. The mayor of the town says that because the 911 dispatcher was unable to understand the caller, it was unclear if the fire was on Grand or Grant Street in New Jersey City. This caused a delay in the response time of the fire department, but experts say due to the severity of the fire, the delay did not cost any lives. The names of those lost in the tragedy have not yet been released.
With so much trouble between Russia and Ukraine, the U.S. is starting to take steps to intervene. Today, President Barack Obama ordered the West's first sanctions in response to Russia's military takeover of Crimea today by declaring his determination to not let the Kremlin carve up the Ukraine. He later had a 1-hour private phone conversation with the Russian President Vladimir Putin, where he further added that Russia's actions violates Ukraine's sovereignty. So far, Putin hasn't budged in his views in the situation. We will have more on this story as it further develops. Someone stole a service dog belonging to an Iraq War veteran who was diagnosed with PTSD.
Now the servicewoman is hoping to get her best friend and important companion back. Drew Carides reports.
This dog is what keeps me sane.
Blanca Stratford is on a mission.
I just want my dog back.
And he's not just any dog. The Havanese named Spencer is a registered service dog, helping his owner deal with PTSD.
At the end of it, it's just a little furry body next to me that I'm sorry, I just can't
This Iraq War veteran is visiting Houston from Massachusetts. She made the mistake of leaving Spencer in her parked car on Fargo Street in Montrose Saturday night to have food and drinks with a high school friend.
It was a stupid decision.
When she returned, Spencer was gone, and so was her laptop and camera.
It took me so long to process that he's not physically here anymore.
Stratford hasn't slept since. She's been posting flyers and going from one business to the next, telling her story to anyone who will listen.
It's a very offensive thing because, you know, she needs that dog, obviously.
Do you see anybody with a dog that looks like that?
She refuses to leave Houston without her dog and is willing to give up everything she has.
I have a really nice bike. I can give that bike. I'll give my car. I don't care. I just want my dog back. I don't care what kind of excuse they come up with. I'm not asking any questions. I'm not out to get this person.
A person she hopes will have a heart.
This is a little carrier that I always have him on my back.
And return the dog she turns to cope with the trauma. In Montrose, Drew Carides, KHOU 11 News.
Coming up, we'll take a look at Laker hockey, college basketball, and the NBA.
Alicia Daddario will have your full sports update after the break. But first, take a look at your late night menu.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Welcome back. A popular game franchise finds itself in a lawsuit.
WTOP's segment reporter Amanda McKnight has the story.
Battlefield 4, released on October 29th last year, had many players excited, anticipating yet another fantastic game. When it came down to it, it left many disappointed, especially those players with new consoles. When releasing a new game or system, there is always a chance of bugs, glitches, and many other different issues. As for Battlefield 4, the launch only brought the game crashing down, filled with a multitude of those problems. These issues left the game unenjoyable for most and even unplayable for some. With anger from many players, EA Dice eventually apologized and promised to fix these issues. Following up with a new DLC, EA Dice hoped to fix the existing issues but only created many more. A fault like this could potentially jeopardize future projects. The players have had enough. A securities class action lawsuit was filed by Robin, Sketter, Brudman, and Dowd, accusing EA Dice of misleading their stockholders. The accusations are that EA knew of the issues in Battlefield 4, did nothing about them, and pushed the game to their stockholders in order to accomplish their financial goals. EA Dice once again released the statement responding that they were aware of the problems and would solve them, then again did not happen. On many social networks, players have been criticizing Battlefield 4 heavily for still not solving these issues to this day.
Well, I can tell you I'm a huge fan of Battlefield 4. I know my girlfriend back home, she loves it too. And we get very frustrated with some of the issues that happen in this game. It's unbelievable.
I mean, it really is. It's incredible. I don't understand how you can release a game that's not finished.
It's very disappointing, truthfully, but in the last few patches, they've gotten much better. I can tell a lot of the net coding, a lot of the technical things are making it a much better game.
I was on Twitter today and I saw a post and it said 127 days later and the game's still not fixed. And he wrote a whole blog article about it. 127 days and he's still having issues. It's just unbelievable.
Sad.
I mean, they do have a responsibility to their stockholders, but at the same time, if you're going to put out a bad product, I mean, you're not going to really make a whole lot of money because they're going to notice that the game isn't worth playing or buying, that means.
And, I mean, they gained over $13.2 million on this, and it was just...
Well, thank you so much. Laker hockey, college basketball, and the NBA, and the Major League Baseball.
Alicia Daddario has all this in your sports update.
Fans are headed to Geneseo this Saturday to cheer on the men's ice hockey team in the SUNYAC Championship. Tickets for the game went on sale today at noon,
and 29 minutes later they were sold out. Coming off a tough road win in Plattsburgh last weekend, Oswego looks to continue their 4-game win streak against #1 Geneseo. Puck is set to drop at 7 p.m. In college basketball, 4th-ranked Duke was back on the court last night after 7 days off facing the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Jamesville DeWitt grad Tyler Kavanaugh coming off the bench to will his team on the comeback trail. As you can see here, he gets the bucket after and then to give the Wake Forest the lead with 3 minutes to play. The Demon Deacons go on to win this one and get the upset, and thanks to Duke's loss, the Orange hopes of gaining a 2 seed in the ACC tourney are still alive, pending a win at Florida State Sunday. Now, Syracuse has lost 4 of its last 5, but former SU player Carmelo Anthony is experiencing his own struggle in the Big Apple. While the Knicks are not winning a championship anytime soon, Joakim Noah is lobbying for Melo to join him and D Rose in Chicago to get it done. Melo says he admires how hard the Bulls play and how hungry they are. Anthony will be eligible this summer for free agency and will keep an eye out where he ends up. Checking in on the MLB, in his first exhibition start for the New York Yankees, Masahiro Tanaka allowed his first home run of the spring training, and allowing 1 run and 2 hits, stats that left the Philadelphia Phillies impressed. Tanaka didn't feel like this was his best performance, but he was okay with the overall results. Yankee fans are looking forward to the rest of Tanaka's spring training performance, and more importantly, how he does in pinstripes during the season. That's it for sports. Now back to you guys.
Well, thank you very much. Well, coming up, police give one little boy a birthday he will never forget.
And a final look at your weather forecast. But first, take a look at your community calendar. Stay tuned. You're watching WTOP 10 News.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Welcome back. Well, in Rhode Island, law enforcement and first responders gathered to give a 7-year-old boy battling leukemia a birthday that he will never forget.
Todd Kaskovich has the story of the big celebration for a brave little boy.
My heart, cross my heart, and pinky promise. Oh.
Yeah. Meet the new chief of police in Burrowville, Rhode Island, at least for a day. It's the perfect present for Tyler Seddon, who turned 7 years old today. He's battling leukemia for the second time. His mom had asked first responders to send him a card. They did much more than that. They came in person from all over the country to watch him become an honorary member of the force.
We have police officers in the audience here today who just arrived from New Hampshire. We had police officers arrive here yesterday from Ohio.
They brought gifts, cards, patches, uniforms, all sorts of memorabilia and well wishes.
We have, my house is full of boxes. We have a 10 by 20 storage unit that's half full. So we'll have a lot of presents to go through, probably till his next birthday.
One of the gifts was presented by someone who feels a special kinship. Deborah Hannah Carney is the daughter of a Mass State Police trooper killed in the line of duty.
And I was given this jacket, and I want to give it to you. And this is a real state police jacket.
Deborah doesn't just love police as much as Tyler. She also understands his illness.
I could also touches me because I'm a carcinoid lung cancer survivor. So I wish Tyler the very best of luck.
Honestly, I think the whole world needed to see something positive in the news, and I'm glad that we're part of it.
Milk's favorite cookie had a very happy birthday this week. The Oreo cookie turned 102, and in celebration, Kraft has released a special birthday cake Oreo. The treat has rainbow sprinkles in with its traditional creamy center. And even in its old age, Oreo is not going anywhere. It is estimated that 70 million Oreos are consumed and dunked every day.
Now let's take one last look at your weather forecast with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jean Bernhoft. Jean?
Thanks, Scott. As you can see, Friday, tomorrow, we're going to have really clear skies. And then Friday night, those clouds are going to roll in. We're going to see some scattered snow or rain showers Saturday night. And then into Sunday and Monday, we're going to see that snow continue. Tuesday, the precipitation is going to stop, but we're still going to see some of that cloud coverage. The temperatures are pretty moderate in the low to high 30s. And don't forget Saturday night to turn your clocks ahead.
Thank you, Jean. Well, Alicia, we have a big game on Saturday for the
do.
Lakers. How do you think we're going to do?
Well, they're on a 4-game win streak, and I think they can make it 5. Like I said, 300 fans are going to the game, so I think they have a good chance. They've been good on the road, so.
That's some serious Laker pride right there.
Yes, it is. Dedication, I love it.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too.
So they're against Geneseo, right?
Yes, they're the #1 seed.
Wow.
And Plattsburgh, who they beat twice in the past 4 games, is the #2 seed. So I mean, we have a good shot.
Wow.
No bold predictions, but I have faith. I have faith.
You know, and I'm excited about this whole Carmelo Anthony traveling thing. I mean, I'm a Bulls fan personally, so this sounds very interesting to me.
I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm a little nervous. But like I said, the Knicks aren't going anywhere. So hey, if he can go somewhere where he can win a championship,
well,
he's all
we
yours.
would love to have him with all the problems that Derrick Rose has been
yeah,
having.
and I think next season, you know, he's gonna be healthy. And when him and Carmelo, I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't beat it.
You can't.
So, Jean, you were saying that we were going to be getting snow next week. How many inches do you think we're going to be getting?
They're going to be scattered snow showers. It's going to be lake effect, so it's a little bit unpredictable as of now. We'll find out a little bit more later in the week, closer to the time of the event, but I don't think it'll be too much. It's not going to be a blizzard.
Oh,
so.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So, do you all have plans for spring break?
Working. Gotta make some money.
It's called spring break for a reason, though.
That's kind of what my dad said. My dad tried to get me a job, and he was like, you know what? Never mind, you need a break to just relax. I was like,
good dad right there.
Yeah, right?
Great dad right there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so thanks for joining us tonight at WTOP. I'm Chelsea Frisbee.
And I'm Scott Cecina. Join us next time. Have a good night.